want you to picture this, the thunk, thunk, thunk of a knife against a wooden chopping board. The sizzle as oil meets something fresh, maybe steak, maybe onion, maybe both. The shout behind as a line cook whips past with a scalding pan and a dish is placed on the pass, perfectly plated for the head chef's approval. They taste the sauce, they give the nod, they add the final touches, and then a deep inhale, hands. And what does any of this have to do with community? Everything. Because the way we host and design spaces online is no different to how we do it in the physical world. Switch to front of house, and the waiting staff tend to the tables covered in white linen. The restaurant is full today for a fray of birthdays, business dinners, anniversaries, and the odd nervous-looking couple on their first date. Piano keys ring out, candles flicker, and the temperature is warm and welcoming. And what the restaurant floor doesn't know is the hard work, the dedication, the craft that has gone into their experience that night. My name's Pete, and my dad and my mum met working in hospitality. I grew up surrounded by the concept of kitchens, and in my early adulthood, I worked in theatre and live events. On the occasional school day off, my dad would wake me early, put me on the back of his motorbike, and we would zoom off to his kitchen. I remember arriving, seeing all the stainless steel, helping to make eggs for breakfast and serve lunch to awaiting customers. These days, my wife and I, we love to host dinner parties. She does the important stuff, she carefully prepares the meal, and I do the pre-meal cocktail, the wine pairing, the soundtrack. You see, just like a great restaurant or a great community, it has to be carefully designed, curated, thought through. 10 years ago, I co-founded Steadfast Collective with my wife, a digital agency focused on leaving the internet better than we found it. And 5 years into that journey, I had an anxiety attack I just couldn't shake. My inbox felt like a bomb. I couldn't stomach food, and a big black cloud followed me everywhere I went. I spoke with a mentor, and they asked me to point out the projects that brought me joy, and what was clear was that the businesses that were building community was the underlying thread. See, it had taken months of anxiety for me to realize that since I was young, what has brought me joy was shared experience and community. Since that inflection point, we've released 2 books about digital community. We've launched the London Community Dinner Club, and we've built platforms used by millions. And through my upbringing in hospitality, working in theatre, and what I do now, building bespoke community platforms, this is what I've learned. It's time to stop looking online for inspiration and look outside to the real world. The internet, as we know it, is 30 years old. But community, well, community predates biblical times. Sharing a meal, having a shared experience, having a common interest or goal, it's nothing new. It's time to look out to the physical world, because there's thousands of years of experience. We just have to start noticing it. I'd like you to close your eyes. Think of the last great restaurant experience you had. How did it make you feel? What made it special? Okay, open your eyes. So how do we take experience from real-world user experiences and map this to what we do in community? Well, it maps kind of beautifully. We've got arrival, tone, and positioning. So when you enter a restaurant, notice how the waiting staff take your coat, welcome you, and sit you. These 3 simple acts have been honed over generations to make you feel something. There's no second-guessing where to sit or what to do. A great landing page for your community has clear expectations for you both. It doesn't use vague language. It clearly states where and how you'll gather. It invites you in. So we've got 2 examples here. The first one's from Tribe Vibe. It feels safe. It feels secure. There's a strong title. There's personal photos. They've got a clear indication of what's going on inside, story-driven design, values that you can identify with. and a clear call to action. Now, I didn't want to pick on anyone for the poor example, so we had our designer do the worst one they could, and you see, it doesn't feel safe. It's quite an extreme example. It doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel intentional. There's a picture of runners, but it's still not entirely clear what the niche is. And as you can see, the UX is just poor throughout. These things need to be thought through. In a restaurant, we can set the tone through so many different ways. That could be menu design, decor, uniform, pricing. In UI and UX, we do it through spacing, imagery, copy. In events, well, at my round table, I say this. At the beginning, we are here to champion each other, be open and swap stories, not business cards. It's so explicit what the tone is. Let's quickly talk about the soundtrack of your community. I don't know about you, but if I go into a restaurant and there's not music playing, and I can hear someone on the table over chewing, I start to feel slightly uneasy. Or the music's cranked so loud, I can't converse with the person I'm with. And what is the music? Is it French jazz in a burger restaurant? Or is it something more suitable? What is the soundtrack to your community? Is it a suitable noise level, or are there a noisy few spoiling the atmosphere? Lastly, let's talk about positioning. What's going to encourage people to stay, to belong, to buy into the experience you are offering? For a restaurant, perhaps it's the incredible food, the ambience, the really quick service. In your community, if we relate it to a restaurant, are your members looking for a small boutique restaurant with an incredible set menu? Or are they looking to get their food in a box and go as fast as possible? Both are absolutely fine. It's just important we know what we're offering. So tonight, when you leave this place and you walk to a restaurant, a cafe, or the train station, look around and think about the real-world user experience happening around you. And then ask yourself, what can this teach me about my community? What real-world experiences can you learn from today that shape and transform the way you act as the maitre d' to your community? Thank you.